I'm here with Womble Carlyle land use lawyers John Cooke and Mike Thelen. Today we're discussing the relationship between planning and zoning. John, what is planning and how is it different from zoning?
Planning is exactly what it says. It is projecting the future as to how the particular municipality or county might look, 10 or 15 or 20 years from now. And so that's different from zoning, because zoning is regulating the existing uses that are permitted today. So the planning process involves projecting future needs, future growth patterns, those kinds of things, and then coming up with a vision or a plan for the development of that municipality or county over time.
And what's the relationship between governmental planning and zoning laws?
Governmental planning is typically a process that involves developing a comprehensive plan. One of the reasons you have a comprehensive plan is that you cannot have a zoning regulation unless you have developed a comprehensive plan. So again, the theory of zoning is, well, this is what we think the city is now and may become, and the way that we have this zoning regulations in place is we've undertaken a planning process that establishes policies, not laws, to guide future decisions. So, for example, a zoning on a piece of property may provide for 10 residential units per acre. The comprehensive plan may project that that would develop at 20 or 30 units per acre, setting a good scenario for the property owner to come in and say, I want to increase the zoning laws of my property so I can develop at 20 or 30.
Mike, what is a comprehensive plan and how is it important in zoning?
A comprehensive plan is a legislatively adopted policy document that sets forth the future trends and what is anticipated to be the trend of development and how that will be controlled over time. It's usually tethered to a date, as John said before, the 2015 comprehensive plan, the 2020 comprehensive plan, some date in the future, and will be revised over time, whether in pieces or if that date comes and goes, a new comprehensive plan is going to be adopted. It's not required statewide, but also, as John notes, for a municipality or a county to adopt zoning regulations, it also must have a comprehensive plan. There are some requirements, though. For example, 20 of the coastal counties are required under the Coastal Area Management Act, which is a statewide law, to adopt a comprehensive plan. Each of those must, even if they don't have zoning regulations. And there are specific rules that apply to those 20 coastal counties. So that's an additional layer.
What are the typical components of a comprehensive plan?
It's usually a set of maps and a bunch of text as well. They will differ in complexity depending on the municipality or the county across the state. For example, in Raleigh, the comprehensive plan is going to be some 500 pages, and it will be divided into sections. You'll have a section that's applicable to land use and the development of land. You'll have a section that's dealing with things like public utilities and the development of public utilities and transportation, because it is an urban center and growth is anticipated to be at a great rate.
John, is the local planning director involved in both planning and zoning?
Typically, local planning director is involved in both because of the connectivity under the statute and just common sense between planning for the future and then setting the laws to regulate the development of land and the location of buildings based upon that vision. So the planning director and the planning department sometimes are divided into those which are responsible for the comprehensive plan and those that are responsible for regulations, for example. When the government makes decisions under zoning, whether it's legislative, quasi-judicial, or administrative, one of their typical requirements is whether your proposal complies with their policies, not just their regulations, but the policies of what they think the future might be. So the comprehensive plan is important not only to project the future, but also is an important consideration in many approvals that you might get as you develop your property today.
Why should I speak with a planning director? Will I learn something significant in doing so?
Many of these plans and ordinances can be hundreds of pages long, and they are developed over time, and speaking to the person who has been involved in their development will give you some information and understanding of what those words say and what those provisions are intended to address that you might not be able to get by just sitting down and reading that code. There's also the fact that sometimes policies or outlooks or concepts are not fully reflected in the written words that you, again, can gain by just speaking to the planning director and understand how various ideas were proposed and eliminated or included. Understanding that sort of history sometimes gives you much better insight than just reading the words on a page.